distance of.
I think you should shut the fuck up.
This is legit heat. Fuck you. See, that's gonna be a fucking problem. Enjoy the episode, folks.
You can't just
It's
fucking swivel
real.
it. Look, you know what I'm saying?
Can you hear me right now?
Hey Gary, let's prove how easy it is.
What's up?
What's up, motherfucker?
Because you don't have to do it.
Handle
for an
your
hour,
shit.
20 minutes. That's
Handle
why it's
your
so
shit.
easy.
Well, I'll do it. We'll drop that microphone to prove a point.
Do I have to hold your hand like a small child through this whole fucking episode?
Listen, you're supposed to be. You're on my team. We're tag teaming right now against them.
I never said
Episode
that.
11. Tag team edition.
I did not consent to any type of tag team to this.
Unbelievable.
Don't fuck up the chord.
See, I don't know what to touch.
Yeah, don't
what
fuck
not
up the chord.
Listen.
He's back. For
You don't know what
one
to
week.
touch and what not to touch. How about you
No
wait?
touching.
How about you wait for some fucking consent?
Yeah,
How about that?
How about that?
If you don't know what to touch and what not to touch, how about you wait for some fucking consent like a gentleman?
Yeah, why don't you ask?
Goddamn right.
Consent?
Consent.
Is that the sound they make while they're sleeping?
All right. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 11
hate
of
that we hit record
Legit
already.
Heat.
This
I am
motherfucker.
Scotty Mac.
I'm Brock Lesnar.
Oh fuck's
Fuck
sakes!
this
I am
motherfucker.
taking this
Get it out
microphone.
now.
No,
Get
no,
it out
no,
now.
no. The second he takes,
I got it in.
the second he mentions
I got
Brock
it in.
Lesnar, this microphone
Yeah.
privileges are revoked.
This is what he gets
You're
now.
gone.
We have microphones.
Done.
The show picks up whatever.
That's how this works.
Hollywood George
This is not a
is
goddamn democracy.
canceled.
Hollywood George can't be canceled.
So. Oh, yeah. I'm Gary the Saint.
Jimmy Luca.
This is legit heat.
I said that.
I said it twice. All right. So nice. I said it twice.
Monday Night Raw. The whole internet wrestling community was in agreement this past week. Gary's probably not in that majority.
It got low ratings though, didn't it?
I guess, but ratings
Well, I
have
mean,
always been kind of
I did not
iffy.
watch either.
Some of the best AEW like shows got iffy ratings, so I don't know. Some of these guys don't know how to.
I don't think it's fair to compare AEW ratings with WWE ratings at this point.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
Raw was fucking solid. There were two big returns. There was an 8-man tag team match in the main event, which we haven't seen shit like that in a while.
Not a while, yeah.
That's usually AEW's thing
style.
lately, and we haven't seen that literally since Theodore Long era.
But you know what? When AEW does that shit,
Wait a minute, player.
Now hold on a minute, player. Like it don't matter who's out
you're
there.
gonna
There
go
could be 15
one-on-one.
people out there. Oh, it's an odd number. Guess what? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, right.
handicap match, 5-on-4.
5-on-4 against the Undertaker.
I used to look forward to look forward to that on SmackDown every week. I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's coming. And then years later, it's a meme.
Yep.
Now hold on a minute, player. That shit was hilarious.
So good.
I like the non how would you say it, traditional match types, like the 8-man tags, the dog collar match, the contract on a pole, whatever the case may be.
Traditional stuff.
I like when those things are
Yeah,
brought
when
up.
was the last contract on a pole or anything on a pole match?
In WWE,
yeah.
No, AEW did one.
It's been at least
no
AEW's done a
AEW.
few.
I'm saying WWE hasn't done any in
it's
a
been
while.
Like at least 10 years.
yeah, no,
I
for
would
sure.
say.
Has it? I
Easily.
feel like they did something
I
like
feel
in
like
the
it was-
corners.
I feel like it was when DX, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H.
No,
Like
definitely.
I feel like
after that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
I feel like that was around
that
that
might have been.
time.
I think
It was
around that time, like
frame.
07.
Yeah, like
06,
07, 08. Yeah.
What was that? There wasn't there a Four Corners match
They could have been.
where
It
they
might
had to
have
like
been.
was it JBL versus John Cena and like they had to go around the ring and like
Tap
That
the
might
phone
have even been
and
yeah,
stuff
but
like
that's not on a pole.
I know,
match,
I
so
just
that's- but yeah, I know,
remembered that.
yeah,
Crazy,
That's
though.
fair, but
That's a
that
good
is
throw-in.
yeah.
I'll allow it.
Everyone on Raw had a storyline, which is great because usually it's not the case, and there's fillers with dumb shit like fucking the 24/7 title and what's happening backstage with that. Let's start with the fact, and you saw this a lot on wrestling Twitter, where a lot of people were saying that it's the most. Keep in mind, keyword most. Raw has felt like an Attitude Era Raw in a while. We're gonna start with the 8-man tag team match. It was Rated RK Bro,
Yep, Cody,
and Ezekiel, Elias's younger brother,
Elias is a younger brother. Yes.
versus
That's shoot. That's not fake. I just want to let the fans.
yeah.
know.
Let them know. Let them
There's
know.
they're brothers. It's not the same person.
I'm assuming you're standing with Kevin Owens on this.
Oh yeah. Y'all are stupid.
So
We all know that polygraph tests aren't admissible in court.
That's fair. That's true. They're not.
versus the Usos, Seth freaking Rollins and Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, yes.
Amazing match. Amazing. I couldn't believe I was watching. I let out so many O's at my house as if I was watching an AEW show because, again, AEW is the only company right now on TV who does these
Consistently good.
big, consistent, these big 8-person, 10-person tag team matches. 12. I've
Or
even I
even
think
this
seen 12.
high-profile matches.
Exactly. What did we get? Like 4 RKOs.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean,
He pretty much
he
RKO'd everybody on
pulled
the
out
team.
all the hits.
Yeah.
The last 5 minutes of that match.
Well, yeah, it was the Randy Orton show that entire night, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they
Essentially.
a lot of tradition.
When has the last time we've seen like a living, active wrestler get a dedication show?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why that Raw felt better than the rest too, right? Automatically is because we haven't had that in so long.
No.
It's usually when after somebody passes.
I can't remember any time that we've ever.
Yeah,
While they're still alive, that's a good point.
I think now that the Undertaker's gone, Randy Orton's kind of got that torch as like the WWE guy.
I also feel like Randy Orton. I lost my train of thought. I'm high. Jesus fucking Christ.
shit.
Oh, we're older now, so we're starting to see all of these guys.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Man,
We are older.
Yeah,
and now we're even older.
it is kind of crazy.
I feel like now we haven't seen that because now we're starting to see like the tribute shows for Undertaker, the tribute shows for Randy Orton now.
Right.
He's been in which is fucking, we had a dedication to him in the last like 10 minutes of last episode. But again, amazing 20-year career. He threw some shots at Roman, which we'll get into later, that I really loved, and you brought up a good point. You guys brought up a good point. We'll get into that.
Well,
Totally
I mean,
missed, but that's okay.
Yeah, whatever.
It's kind of crazy. Like we didn't really see the start of Brett's career or Sean's career, but we've pretty much seen the entirety of Randy. So like this is
Yes.
kind of like of the first one of our generation
Yes.
that we've seen it from
Mhm.
starting 02 and then now. So it is kind
Because
of
like
crazy.
me,
So it's like,
it
it's
is
like
that
a-
is fair
that was a
though.
good way to put it.
That's a great way to put it because, like me, you guys are a bit older, I believe. Like me, I'm sure I watched. No, I didn't watch the start technically on somebody's lap because he started in like the late '80s technically.
Am I the oldest
Randy,
here?
Shawn Michaels.
I know what
right,
you're talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
already.
So Randy Orton is legitimately somebody that we can say we saw from
Oh,
the
yeah.
beginning
Day
to the
one.
end.
I'm
Right.
the oldest here, right?
No.
32. You older than me? I did not know that, but I didn't watch the Rockers. Was going to be my point. I love Shawn Michaels, but I didn't.
It's literally the same thing he just said. Are you
Well, yeah,
listening
well,
to yourself?
No, can I go like
Yo,
off his
Scotty-
for the topic? That's the topic
Man.
right now, right?
Yo, Scotty goes
Your
in.
bald-headed, double-studded candy ass can't handle the truth, Hollywood George.
I'm gonna Rey Mysterio your ass and take off that mask. Don't do it to yourself, Scotty.
Scotty Mac goes fucking hard, and that thing's about to fall
Scotty,
off. You guys
I
are
fucked the
rookies
whole
over
thing.
there.
Listen,
Oh,
this is
God.
all new. The mic broke. We got mics. I don't know. We're ordering mics, so they're coming. He's ordering mic. We're ordering mic. Gary's confused. I know what's going on. Jimmy's cheap. It is what it is. We're getting fucking mics that work. It's
Yo, each one of us have bought a mic before, though.
Speak for yourself.
Damn.
That's true, we did, yeah.
Damn.
where's yours?
Bought this.
And
You
that's
did
why it's
technically buy
broken,
that one.
because
That's
you're
a double
cheap, too.
game.
the key,
Amazing main event. 2 big
It's
returns.
not mine.
Is anybody ready for Asuka?
I think
Gary.
everybody's ready for fucking Asuka.
Everybody's ready for Asuka.
Why would she be gone for so fucking long and to be exactly the same boring ass person that she came back?
Boring.
It was.
Thank you.
I mean, no, she's not boring. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you guys
She's
are wilding.
incredibly boring. The reason
y'all
why she
wild.
went away for so long is because she went stale, and
No,
then she came
it's-
back and she was exactly the same
It's
thing.
because creative, again, does not know what the fuck to do.
Right, because
But in the ring, she's at least entertaining.
stale.
She is. No, she's gotten so much over on her.
In
like,
the ring, she's still amazing as fuck.
Yeah.
She's pretty good in the ring, but she has no
Well,
personality.
this week was the way he popped for her. Is that how the crowd popped on Raw?
Yeah.
Because
She got a bigger pop than Mustafa did.
that was another thing that
Which is
confused me.
crazy.
Which is
Let's
crazy.
jump to that
Which is
real
very crazy.
quick.
Because you would
Mustafa Ali.
think. Right.
Who cares?
What?
I was surprised.
People were rooting for him to
Yes.
I
get.
don't understand why. It was like there to me. Like, why are we doing this? It's that bad. I'll lean in. I don't want Sky to have
I'll just hold your hand. You got it.
There we go. Teamwork,
very
baby.
Nice, too. I appreciate that. I don't. These aren't like big names to me. I don't understand why. Like you,
It's
pop
big
so
to the
hard,
WWE
why you're
galaxy,
saying
okay?
I don't think anyone actually cares about Mustafa Ali at all.
Thank you.
If he didn't ask for his fucking release the first time,
I mean, I think
no one would give
that's
a shit.
bit. I think that's a bit much.
Do you care about him?
I do.
I care to a point where like I'm glad that he has like a position back because he's been going through.
Yo,
it.
Encyclopedia, what's Ali's finisher?
I think it's a 450.
What's the name of it?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, see,
I believe him because he gets everything right. It's
right.
all up here.
That's
for him.
my exact.
no, he doesn't get
point.
everything right.
Is
He
he-
hides in the dark.
You know what makes Mustafa Ali's?
If our
After the
encyclopedia
fact
doesn't
and
know
tries to
what
shit
his
on
fucking
you.
finisher move
That's
is,
Scotty
he's
Mac's
not
fucking-
like
I
terrible.
only do that to you.
I will say though, what makes the Mustafa Ali return even better is them hinting already at who he's feuding with first.
Oh, Miz.
Ciampa.
Oh, Ciampa. That's right. I did.
Ciampa.
Yes.
Just Ciampa. WWE, I got an announcement for you
did they remove
motherfuckers.
Tommaso?
Is that the dude from making?
But
the
they
Band?
kept Mustafa Ali together.
Probably
No,
because
just
that's
make it all one. Bro, I fucking hate the one name shit in
But you-
WWE.
you have
The
to do that.
obsession.
They
Why?
have to-
no, they
because of
don't. They don't have. They
AEW
don't
now.
have to do that.
Yes, they
do
do.
not have to do that.
Because it's called trademark. So if they used it outside of WWE before, then they can use it forever.
So,
Bro,
So WWE wants to keep all the trademarks in house.
I know. Which I don't understand. I mean,
It's
that's
money.
why. That's half the reason why FTR they were able to be let go is because they gave up all their trademarks.
I don't know if that's completely true because I've seen some guys like Alexander Cesaro, was it? What was his name? It was something Cesaro, and then
No,
they turned
it
it to
was-
Cesaro.
No, Claudio Castagnoli.
No.
No,
What
that's
what
his
was
real- that's-
Cesaro's name first before
Oh,
they dropped.
Antonio.
Yeah.
Antonio Cesaro.
Yeah,
And then they dropped it to Cesaro, but in the
Yes.
indies he used Claudio.
which is his real name though.
But he could have used Antonio Cesaro before that.
Bro, I'm sick of the one. It really does bother me. I'm not
Theory,
like I'm
that's
not
another one they got rid of,
I'm not
which
usually
whatever.
like that. I feel like Gary's the one who's very like
his face,
overly
by the way.
critical.
Oh no,
he
it's
sucks.
I get it from a
like a
a
great white
legal
shark.
standpoint.
I know you. Yeah, I could appreciate you. I just.
somebody draws you
Oh
at the
my
beach
god! It just.
and
It
Oh
just
yeah,
feels.
it's cheap
It feels like it's like they need
Yep.
like they need to do it. Like no.
because eventually you're gonna run out of like single names.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a brand split right now. I feel like it's me and Scotty on one mic, and then you and
Oh,
Gary.
I'm
have
like,
your own
there's
cab
been a brand
station.
split for like 10 years.
No,
Where
no,
you
no.
been?
I'm not that. I didn't miss that many episodes. Fucking right of WWE,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
No, like,
You know, there's a Friday Night SmackDown, right?
Everybody's just kind of like chilling out, just like, yeah, you and Gary are shooting the shit. Me and Scotty are talking.
Well, why aren't you guys listening to us?
Oh, wait,
It's not good podcast. That's why I stopped because they were having a
yeah.
conversation. And,
Well, I
you know,
didn't because I'm Hollywood George and fuck them.
I mean, I don't want to
And also
overload.
fuck Scotty Mac, but
I don't want to overload the people.
You need to
listening
fucking talk
sensory.
into the microphone if you're gonna be a fucking professional. Act like one.
Exactly.
are you still not? How much closer can I get to this mic?
Can we just take his microphone away entirely? Have
That's
him sit
it.
back, and whatever the mic picks up.
Get the Brock Lesnar shit out of your system. Go.
Fucking F5, the greatest of all time. He's gonna beat Roman Reigns still. F5, Brock Lesnar.
All right, that's enough.
I read something
How's
quick.
he-
You want to know how much I'm tired of it, right? I saw something that I should have added. So what we do is we put notes down. If you've ever podcasted or thought about it, you need to have notes. So
Yeah,
we have notes every week.
agree on it.
We fucking put shit down that we read online. And guess what I read online? A little fucking rumor that says Roman is gonna face Brock Lesnar soon. Recent rumor says, or whatever the fuck. And guess who didn't add it to the notes this week? Me, because I'm fucking sick of talking about Brock Lesnar.
we're sitting here
We're not gonna
talking
talk
about
about it.
But he's
Only
not actually
because-
facing Roman Reigns soon, right?
He's not.
Okay, good.
All jokes aside and stuff.
You probably posted that online.
joking?
You threw it up out there.
He's one of the
From a
fucking
burner
Brock Lesnar
account.
bots.
Do you know who'll be at Money in the Bank pay per view?
Who? Tell me. We talked about it already.
Brock Lesnar.
Maybe he was supposed to be advertised for Backlash too.
Fucking dickhead. And you know what you're gonna hear? I'm not gonna play music on
No.
you this week. You're tribal chief,
You don't
bro.
have to hear "acknowledge me" out of your mouth anymore.
Acknowledge.
Guys, your feud ended at WrestleMania about this
That's
shit.
it.
Not his.
You got
That's
your
it.
your head shaved. We're moved on from that rivalry.
He wants to restart it just like
Apparently
he
not.
wants Brock Lesnar to have
What else
another
is he gonna shave?
opportunity. Raw was good.
Real
Everyone had a storyline. I'm loving everything about Raw the last couple weeks. It's actually been for like some strange reason. It's been not some strange reason because SmackDown lately has been heavily relying on Roman and the Bloodline.
The whole company has been relying
But
on
Raw has been
Bloodline.
better than SmackDown the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's actually pretty amazing to me.
Because of-
Brock Lesnar's not even
of
on
Brock
television,
Lesnar.
so don't say it.
The writing on Raw has been good, and Brock Lesnar's not on
No,
television.
I was gonna say I'm not being serious. That's
Oh,
time I really
okay.
am being serious.
Okay.
I was gonna say because I used to hate this dude, and now I'm starting to like. Now I'm starting to like him.
Who?
Damian Priest,
Me too. Yeah.
and and the Edge and the whole Brood vibe is like. It's just doing it for me right now. I think it's.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
New Undertaker.
I've
Yeah.
heard.
Judgment
I've heard
Day.
possibly Gangrel.
Their name is Judgment Day
Yeah.
now, which is pretty cool.
I hope they don't bring it back in.
That is a cool faction name, by the way.
Also, speaking of everyone having a storyline, some that are like kind of left open, which is Ciampa and Rhea Ripley, just fucking put them in that group. I want it.
Rhea Ripley for sure. I'm sorry, Scotty.
No, you're fine.
I want to stick with Liv in that group.
Yeah,
Like a swerve.
I like
Yeah, like a
Gary's,
swerve. Yeah.
Because I think
Rhea's so predictable right now.
Rhea
It
Rhea
is
doesn't
predictable. You're right.
Rhea
You
doesn't
did
need
mention that.
anything.
Yeah,
I think she'll be fine on her own. I she can kind of handle it.
yeah, exactly.
I agree, but I would like to see her in Judgment Day.
Why? Because she's already in black attire and like looks like she would fit the part.
Short answer, yes.
Like she just doesn't need it. That group,
It just fits too good to not do it.
but there's no payoff in that.
Who's gonna be the female of the group?
Liv.
No,
If there is one, but they should.
they should do one. It's
Oh, yeah.
2022.
Speaking of the woman, I'm gonna
factions
jump to
too.
this one and go back to the other one. Speaking of the woman of WWE, Becky Lynch spoke out and said, "Women in AEW aren't represented the way WWE's women are. That they don't get as much time and they aren't as good." What is everyone's thoughts on these?
I think that's absolute bullshit and not even the least bit true.
I'm just. They're on the same. WWE gets a bigger push. AEW is just as skilled. The women are just as skilled over there, except for Charlotte Flair. She's better than everybody. But AEW female is just as good as WWE's females for sure.
I don't think that's what Becky was getting at. I think that's what Becky was getting at, but WWE already has a much bigger viewing than AEW does.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I mean, they're not better. They're not much better wrestlers.
They kind of are.
I mean, all right.
Who?
Between
Besides,
the females in WE and the females in AEW
besides the same
There is
female,
Who you
not-
going with?
for AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, Britt Baker's like head and shoulders the best, and after that,
No, I'm saying who.
Oh,
has the
WWE
better
is
yeah.
heads and tails
All right, so
above
we're in-
AEW's
we're in
women's
agreement.
division.
We're in agreement.
Well, it's also a larger division. You know what I mean? They have more female talent than AEW has. They have
No,
a bigger
I don't
female
think so.
roster than AEW.
They just have
AEW
a better established roster.
Yeah.
Then maybe they do have a better roster because I can't. To me, I'm thinking there's Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and then I'm going right now. I can do the same thing with AEW. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Jade Cargill. I don't.
Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. I'm high right now, so you can't rely on me for this. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair,
Sasha, Naomi.
Sasha Banks,
A lot. Alexa.
Oh, it's not not
Alexa.
not on television.
Well, no, but she's
Carmella.
Carmella, Zelina.
There's a lot in WWE. There's a lot.
I have a fun question. Obviously, I think we're going
Natalya.
to all be the same on one side, but if you can take one female from AEW, put her in WWE, one from WWE, put her in AEW, who are you swapping out?
I wouldn't because it wouldn't be fair, but because like we're saying right now, WWE is stacked on women. I would.
give me.
Who's the most
It's a
WWE?
loaded question.
No,
I would take Anna Jay and put her in WWE,
No.
and I would put a top dog like Charlotte or Becky Lynch and throw them in AEW.
Yep, Becky's my pick for AEW to send to AEW. She could be a badass and fit in with the
And
AEW.
probably light a fire on their under their asses
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And the reason my pick for Anna Jay is just because she's like the most beautiful, like WWE, I guess, looking female to send over there.
Yeah,
But like I
she
said,
can-
I wouldn't even throw anybody from AEW and WWE right now.
Let me send Becky Lynch over to AEW. Let me send probably Nia Rose, honestly, over to WWE. I think that's what WWE's missing right now is a big badass woman.
That's true. They haven't. Yeah, it's been. They don't have anybody right now.
No,
I mean, Rhea.
no,
yeah,
I
but
mean
not
like a big,
yeah.
not like muscular big.
Oh, I
like,
see. I see.
you know,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
there's a difference between like the brawler and
Yeah.
like the wrecking ball.
Wrecking ball, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah, I would probably have to agree. It would probably have to be Becky, someone like Becky to make
a top dog,
like a
you
top
know?
dog. Who would go over? I mean, someone. I think they could probably do something good with someone like a Jamie Hayter or like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'll stick with Jamie Hayter.
Answer my own question.
I'll move it so you're not. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I can't move it from my angle. I'll fuck the whole thing up. Not because I want to see this, but because I think the push would be crazy in WWE. Jade Cargill, because I can. She's WWE material.
They turned her down
That's
though,
another one,
and
yeah.
they said they didn't want her. So
Well, because they're all about big guys and pretty women.
they said they didn't want her.
They would take her now.
They only because so AEW wouldn't have her, just like they're trying to do at FTR.
Yeah, that's true.
You could push Jade Cargill over so many other women on that WWE roster.
I don't disagree.
I mean, other than Charlotte Flair, Becky
Other than the
Lynch,
Four Horsemen.
Bianca Belair,
Yeah.
I don't really like. I could see Jade Cargill going over on everybody else.
So we're all in pretty much agreement that WWE is like stacked. I would agree,
And
for the most part, with Becky Lynch's statement. The AEW fans on Twitter were not happy with it, and they were in. This is how you know we're all very down the middle. They were not happy. You could tell who was AEW fans because they were almost like in denial. And don't get me, it's crazy because Scotty, you're gonna be the one to check this mentally, but I feel like AEW almost is sitting on more women, but WWE's women are all great.
I mean, they probably are. I feel like they still have a
'Cause
bunch
you
of
gotta
like
think about the
indie
dark
signed
stuff,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, the dark stuff. That's really what it is the dark stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know if half of those are people are signed. I know like someone like for instance, Willow Nightingale. She's been on Rampage lately. I know she's not signed, but she is a good wrestler.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things.
fantastic.
That's one of the things that over here at Legit Heat, since the first episode, even before Hollywood George got here, that we've been saying we love AEW in a lot of different areas better than WWE, but WWE has had them beat in the women's division.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with Randy Rhodes too. Like
Yeah.
she was in charge of that for a long time, and like I don't understand why when she wasn't like a spectacular women's wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the women's. I think for the first time in my life, and I'm not even joking or trying to. Like, I'm being serious right now. I think as a kid, as like a teenage boy or like a young man in his 20s, I watched women's wrestling because the chicks were hot. Like these women are skilled, dude. I'm
And
like
fire
they're
at the
having
same
sick
time.
matches. I'm enjoying. I almost feel like the best wrestlers right now are women. Like I could mark over so many female wrestlers right now over male wrestlers. The matches are just to me more exciting. They're pushing the limits more.
I agree,
They're getting more
100%.
physical, doing more things that getting more acrobatic things like that. I think it's great for wrestling right now. Period. Same thing like in the sense that AEW's doesn't make tag matches like secondary. They're up front with the singles matches. I think that's where women's wrestling's going right now. And I'm loving it. Like the matches are like I said, sick, enjoyable.
Let me throw this out there though on the defense of AEW. With WWE, there are so much like trash, like don't take the women seriously matches of like the wedding that happened or like just what's happened with the 24/7 championship or like just throwing those stupid ass relationship bullshit still out there that you don't see in AEW currently.
That is
where they have actual. It might not be on the main event. It might be on Dark or Dynamite, but it's taken seriously.
Exactly. No, that is a fair point because you're exactly right. You don't see that shit. You see lights out matches. You see women suplex each other under thumbtacks.
Yeah.
Like that, which is awesome. Which is
That's
what
what we're used to.
Long-standing feuds of
Exactly.
6+
Yeah.
That's
weeks.
what we're used to at AEW with the woman, not fucking Ty Conti and fucking Sammy Guevara, or whatever.
I will
That's
say
why that show went down.
Yeah.
I liked both of them separate
yes.
and before. Yes, exactly.
What
But
did
the
we-
second
what
they
did I
got
s-
together?
Yep.
It just like
and I said it and I broke it down last week. I think the thing that is cringy about it on AEW is that it's a very WWE
it's a
ish
very
thing to do.
WWE-ish. Yes, yeah.
Nobody
Right.
wants to see that shit.
So are we hating the Sammy Guevara heel turn? Or
I don't need the crazy thing is he's still technically a babyface. It's kind of one of
Really?
those Roman
Really?
Reigns situations where when Roman was a face, it just wasn't working. And people loved Sammy as a face before, but when you group him with Ty Conti, it's an awkward like you guys either got to turn heel or this doesn't work out as
exactly.
baby faces.
Yeah, because they booed the shit out of him on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
They did not cheer for him at all.
So
they're catching legit heat. I'm not feel. I like the
they are catching legit heat.
I like the legit heat on them because I marked over Scorpio Sky this week, and I'm not a big Scorpio Sky guy, but definitely
I love him.
sick mic skills. I wasn't a big, in-ring fan of him, but I'm starting to become one. Just of off of the Sammy Guevara. I don't know if it's hatred for Guevara that I'm like marking over Scorpio Sky right now, but I feel
Scorpio's
like
always
they're
been
switching.
good. Gary put me on when he was
switching
in TNA,
roles,
so he's been fucking fire since.
Real quick before we move on, continue with women. I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Inspiration apparently have requested their release from Impact.
Oh,
Taking a step away from
To step away from
wrestling in
from
general.
wrestling in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
Oh wow.
So I don't know.
You want to bet what it is?
Bet
Bet you it's visa issues.
it probably is
Why?
because they're
'Cause they're
from
from
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, that honestly, you know what? That's honestly probably what it is.
Damn.
Yeah,
And with COVID flaring up right now,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're getting their shit shut down.
Jesus Christ.
Damn,
yeah, I
that
didn't even think
sucks,
about
man.
that. So that sucks. They might. Well,
Impact is in one stationary place, so it's probably
It
easier
is.
to get to catch them, I guess, right?
oh,
For shit like that.
I was just gonna say because what's her name married Sean Spears, but he's Canadian, so they're probably both on visas.
yeah. Fucking
Shit.
crazy.
Wow, I didn't think of
I
that.
wonder where they got married. In America?
I don't know.
Can that happen?
Sorry, that.
How does that
No,
work?
you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
While we're on the topic, let me swing this real quick. Well, he brought up Impact, so I'm gonna squeeze this in.
Go ahead. Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
I brought up to Jimmy earlier. This isn't an AEW WWE podcast; it's a wrestling podcast, and I wanted to touch upon the independent circuit a little bit. We're talking about Impact, so I'm gonna jump in, use that to weasel my way in. Two names I want to mention right now that I think in independent wrestling are I don't even want to say hot, like on fire, boiling right now. Matt Cardona, okay, Cardona. That's 7 championships right now. Okay,
One of which is his own.
it is what it is. 6 belts, 7 belts. Does it really matter after 5? I don't think so.
I have like 9 belts of my own at home.
The feud he's got going on, that's wow.
We got to show
No,
that
that's-
picture
yeah,
on
you
there.
gotta show
No, we
No? Oh, we can't. That's right.
Sure, we can. Edit that shit.
We can edit it.
yeah.
I'm going to remove the first episode from YouTube because
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I will.
Yeah. All right. I know why. Yeah.
Just so there's
Yeah,
some sort of like
yeah,
kayfabe
yeah,
behind it, you know?
yeah.
So, anyways, he's got still going on one of the best rivalries in wrestling ever against Nick Gage and GCW. They asked him what the next title he wanted was, and he took it upon himself to say, "I want to be Adam Page for the AEW Heavyweight Championship of the World," which I thought was a nice little. I don't know if he's trying to sell himself to AEW or just piss off WWE.
Probably.
Also, JT Dunn, the Unit, one of the best factions in wrestling right now. JT Dunn has wrestled some of the biggest names in wrestling, and you guys might not know his name because he's been on the independent circuit for most of his career, but he's been in AEW.
He has been in AEW.
He has been in AEW. The Impact. This kid is the Chaotic Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. He had a cage match, I believe, on a Friday or Saturday.
Chaotic
and then,
Wrestling, aka home to a lot of alumni, is the biggest one, Sasha Banks.
Yep. And yeah, that is true. She was actually a heavyweight champion over there too. And flew to Las Vegas and beat Rich Swann for the Wrestling Revolver Heavyweight Championship. He's the NEW Live Champion. Like seeing these guys work, I think we don't appreciate the guys that you cheer for now. I mentioned the Uber driver today that I met. He actually knows the podcast.
That was an interesting story.
Yeah, very interesting story. I'll get into it later.
Did you have to kayfabe with your glasses?
No, I didn't have the glasses, which I was super mad about. Shout out to E, by the way.
Hey man, there's gonna be a point where we're gonna have to be fucking ready for that shit.
But like he mentioned something about Ricochet and and it's like people like that wasn't a household name 4 years ago. You know what I mean? It's the independent circuit. You're cheering for people on TV that have been wrestling for 15 years and you don't even know it because you don't get into wrestling, not just what's on TV.
That's nothing new though. That's been around. That's
Ring of Honor days.
exactly yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, but that's
Those are considered independent,
Yeah.
almost. Ring of Honor or anything that's not on TV. I would think more people just it's independent. to them.
Ring of Honor's on TV.
Now it is. Well,
Even old stuff
like
it was on TV.
And not some special app to watch or some crazy channel.
it was on
not,
TV.
Not on a black box.
It was on ESPN. Granted, it was on like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Can we do
but
this now on?
Yeah. I love it.
Hollywood just getting
cannot
fucking corrected
stand it.
constantly.
Because if I could have my own fucking mic, I'd be doing it. No. I want to fucking do it, all right?
No chance.
Listen,
Where's the no chance button on here now?
yes, can you add that, please?
so, anyways, like I was saying, okay? If you're a cash, if you're not a fucking brain buster expert like fucking Scotty Mac over here,
Cerebral assassin.
okay? You just assume if it's not on TNT or it's not on Monday night at 8 or it's not
ESPN.
yeah at 3 in the morning. Like are we gonna start like I don't what is this BET Uncut? Come on, guy.
WWE, I think, and I love that insert because I feel like we should have every so often we should have like indie wrestlers to watch for sure.
He talks about going to the indie shows all the time. We should hit an indie
He was just
show.
there like
I
2
was,
days
I was
ago.
just there on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got an autograph from Smart Mark.
Nice.
Nice. There we go.
It was a good time. Yeah, it was fun.
Um,
So Dirty Dango and Oni Larkin.
Part of the unit, Dirty Dango.
Yep. Willow was there.
Who'd she wrestle?
Alec Price,
Oh, okay.
the Limitless champion. Crowbar of WCW fame was there.
Oh.
He fought Teddy Goods.
Oh.
And that's all I can remember.
Sounds
Another
like a
shout
pretty
out
good
Teddy
show.
Goods.
WWE, kind of a little flex. They intend to run more stadium shows in 2023. Keep in mind, 2022 has 8 stadium events so far. I'm not going to name them all off the top of my head, but the 2 upcoming is Money. But the next 2 are Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, both in stadium.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before they add that Royal Rumble and Survivor Series to that list of shows that they do in the stadium.
Yeah, that's what Royal Rumble, I
gonna
think
be
for
the
the
big
last
shows.
couple of years it's going to be the big shows, exactly.
But it's going to be like baseball stadiums or something.
Yeah.
Which means that they won't be coming to this area much.
No, it does kind of suck.
Yeah, that does. I mean, it would be
Nice.
nice
The closest
if you're
MetLife,
never
yeah.
if you're never gonna have WrestleMania in New England because of the possibility of the cold in the spring. Do
shit, you can't even do New York.
SummerSlam. Do
Oh, you
SummerSlam
can't because of the rain.
Do SummerSlam in
I mean,
New England.
they've done WrestleMania in New York 3 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least twice outside. Well,
Twice outside, once in a couple at
MSG.
Madison Square
Yeah,
Garden,
yeah,
but
you're right.
over the last
Couple years.
Confused as to why the weather affects WrestleMania.
if it's cold, it'll affect WrestleMania.
In what way? They have indoor WrestleMania events.
No, but they're
not in
doing
New
in
England.
stadiums.
Shrinkage.
That's legit heat. See you next. No, I just no seriously. Like, what do you like? Because they think people might not get to the event, or like,
No, they're doing stadium shows now.
Outdoors.
oh, so just okay. So just it's with your whole topic of the outdoor stadium. It has nothing to do with like. You said they would never bring WrestleMania to New England. Like you made it sound like it was not a stadium issue. Like it was just a WrestleMania not being in New England thing.
No, New England, they just are not going to come to New England because they do stadium tours, and the stadium that they would come to in New England is Gillette.
Yeah.
And it's
But both
too
of them are
cold.
uncovered.
And at that point in New England, it's cold. There's gonna be, my point is, there's gonna be states or areas like New England and Chicago and Green Bay that are never gonna get stadium WrestleManias because of it's in the north and in the spring it's still pretty cold. So
Sure, at least we got backlash.
those smaller shows will stay in arenas. So
I feel like, speaking of going to
But Money in the Bank's in a giant ass. So
yeah, that one was weird. That one was weird to read that Money in the Bank was gonna.
Yeah.
But that just makes me think that now most shows, even outside of the bigger ones, are gonna be stadium stadium pay per
But
views.
SummerSlam is in Nashville this year. Where's there? Is there?
Nassau Coliseum,
Oh yeah.
where the Titans play.
Yes. All right. I retract my statement.
Yeah. But
So-
what's funny about them going to stadium shows is they can't fucking sell out regular pay-per-views at the Dome.
Yeah.
So my
that's
thing,
true, too.
my thing is this, like, this kind of makes me feel like they have some type of confidence for some reason, because Vince is not just gonna fucking put himself in. Gary seems to think so.
100%. Vince thinks he's so fucking like top of the world, nothing can touch him. He doesn't even know what the fucking numbers are anymore.
I don't agree.
I don't even have to elaborate.
I think he's so cheap. You see it with the releases. I don't think he's gonna just sign up for stadium.
But with the release, it's all big money gone at once.
Though,
He doesn't see the little bit losses because he's like, oh, that's just one time.
This I think this is a good, not a good thing to know, or maybe a good thing to know. This is the first time in 4-5 years maybe that WWE hasn't done a big release after WrestleMania.
Who's left?
I mean, that's a fair point, but like usually they come right after Mania. So maybe hopefully that's a good thing.
I'm getting the
I don't know.
vibe the last couple weeks, and I'm just being optimistic here. I think that WWE was very obviously very terrible before Mania, and I think that they had an idea that Mania was going to be kind of a reset, so to speak. Reset the clock, reset everything.
I just have a question of who like did they release over this past thing that you think is really missing from WWE? Like who?
What?
Hold on. Where did you come from? What planet
Continent
did you just get back from? No one said it. I said this is the first time that they haven't done a release in 4 or 5 years.
No, but
Yeah, go ahead.
but they have released a shit ton of people that fucking
Last year, what, 6 months ago?
Not
Not even last.
Bray Wyatt was a
summer.
huge one.
Whenever
Braun
they did
Strowman.
the big release with Braun Strowman, where they released a couple people. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Now I got it down. Now we got it down, people. Oh, this is much easier. The swivel. So, anyways, no, I like Braun Strowman's a big name. Like, of course,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But like, are they really like? Is WWE worse because he's not there? Like he's again phenomenal wrestler, but are they hurting from it?
They're playing catch up right now.
And are you missing because you still mark over Edge? You're still all this shit that's got you
I
into
don't mark
WWE.
over Edge. I was
gonna say.
Roman Reigns, you mark over Edge. You didn't
don't.
like him, now you mark over the Judgment Day. Don't even
Because
lie.
I love Judgment Day.
Okay,
makes
then.
them better. Makes
And
them
I
all
love
better.
Terminator, same shit.
Terrible
but-
movie.
that's a bit of a bad take.
Terrible movie.
So, anyways, save that for your flicks and chicks show or
How do you
whatever
feel
you
about
have.
Terminator?
I've never seen it.
I meant to say chicks and dicks. That's Friday night at 8. My
I
house.
just wanted to troll you, and I got you. So
You didn't troll me.
So, moving on.
go ahead, Scott.
what were you saying, Scotty?
No,
Something about me.
No. We were. I was just saying that it was a good thing that maybe they are moving in a good direction of not releasing people
Yes,
and giving
I think
people
that
opportunities.
they kind of they know they're putting their energy into something's clicking right now.
yeah.
And I love it. And we can finally not rely on Roman Reigns on one show a week, and
But
there's things
But
happening.
he still is on every week.
was relying on Roman Reigns every week. I wasn't.
They were.
Yeah.
I'm talking about WWE. WWE was relying on Roman Reigns.
Heavy.
I'm sorry, Scott. If they would have took him off, I can't. I gotta get the mic next week. If they would have took him off, I wouldn't have gave a shit. I really wouldn't have, and it wouldn't have changed. It wouldn't have made me watch WWE any more or less if Roman was there or not.
All right. Speaking of Roman Reigns, Randy Orton fired.
So you can do that, but I can't talk about Brock Lesnar every week.
This is actually
Roman Reigns is
a very-
relevant.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is
He's not
very
relevant to
He's
me.
always relevant.
Brock Lesnar is more relevant.
Okay, but Roman Reigns has appeared on TV recently.
All right,
despite
go ahead.
being
I'll let it
injured.
slide.
Randy Orton took shots at Roman Reigns, which is
said
pretty
Brock
interesting.
Lesnar.
He said, I'm sure he's got Dwayne Johnson's agent's number on speed dial. Roman will be in Hollywood. I'll still be here. When it comes to him outlasting, he was talking about outlasting a lot of people. Cena, Brock.
Sound a little better now that you're not reading off the phone, Floyd Mayweather. But let me say this, Jimmy. Speaking of Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, the man to beat Roman Reigns.
Are you ignoring
Yes
the
or
fact
no?
that I said Randy Orton outlasted Brock Lesnar?
I didn't even hear what you just said again.
How do you feel about that statement, though?
Outlasted in what sense?
He outlasted Brock Lesnar.
Not in memory, not in what people will remember. And
I disagree.
He's gonna
I
be
disagree.
right up there.
I disagree.
He's gonna be right.
Let's do this
Right
real
now,
quick.
right
Actually,
now,
let's
Brock
do this
Lesnar
real
top
quick.
5 and Randy Orton's not a top 10. Go everybody.
Brock Lesnar's not a top 5.
What the fuck?
No.
What the
You're done.
fuck?
You're done.
Let's
It's
play
your
this.
time.
We had the Randy Orton celebration last week. What's your top Brock Lesnar moment? Do you have one?
Didn't you just say the best match in
Yeah.
the world is Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle?
My point is
Ever?
that is the top Brock Lesnar moment for everyone.
No, absolutely not. There's plenty. He threw a kid with one leg down a fucking flight of stairs.
Randy Orton killed the McMahon single-handedly. And it wasn't cute little stunners like Stone Cold did in the ring. No. He fucking went for the kill on every single McMahon and fucking Helmsley. I don't want to hear it.
The only person that remembers that is you and Zach Gowen. So,
You know the story behind that?
I did see it recently. Yeah.
He was supposed to F5 him off the fist, the SmackDown fist, and they said they couldn't figure out how they would play it to get up there, so they just threw him down the stairs in a wheelchair.
Randy Orton survived cancel culture after DDTing Stephanie McMahon, assaulting a woman, and kissing her, which she did not want to happen.
And shitting in people's purses.
I did that once.
Okay?
Scott.
Triple H was handcuffed.
He was to the turnbuckle. Yeah.
Randy Orton's better than Brock Lesnar. I just want to throw that out there.
He is.
He is not
He
better
is.
than Brock Lesnar. He's true. Listen, ball busting aside, he truly isn't. I can name.
I'm not ball busting. I'm being dead serious.
I can name 10 wrestlers better than Randy Orton right now. Right now.
I can name 20 better than Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
No, you
true.
can't.
I can definitely
You can't.
name. I can definitely name 20.
He's a
better than
freak
Brock
of
Lesnar.
nature. He's literally like the LeBron James of wrestling.
That's not a
Nobody
good
should
thing.
be that big and that athletic and that fast, all in one body. It just doesn't make any sense. The guy, I know he botched it, but see, you remember the moons. But how many times he hit that in OVW? The moonsault. Or he
And how many times was he told in OVW to stop doing it?
How many times was that on television?
That's why I say support independent circuit. If you watched independent shit, you'd watch OVW, and you know Brock
How could you
Lesnar's
watch
a
OVW
fucking
during
legend.
that time?
The only time you could watch OVW is if
It's
you
like
lived
you go
in
to Ohio.
Yes, it truly makes an independent. That's what I'm saying. Support independent.
Speaking of
fucking-
OVW,
love
though,
who?
the big four pillars that came out of OVW, right? We have Cena, Batista, Orton, and Lesnar. How would you rank those four?
Oh, that's good, Gary. That's really good.
There's only
improv
one.
Right
There's
there.
only one.
Look at this improv fucking master over here.
This
God
is, honestly,
damn.
this is a semi-generational question, I believe, in my opinion, because I feel like if you're around our age, I don't know, Gary. I feel like you're taking it somewhere else to bust my balls. But if you're around our age, you're really only arguing number one and number two, Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. I
That's
mean,
not
if
even-
you're a kid, you're gonna say John Cena's top one or two, but a great wrestler. This guy just admitted Austin Theory is gonna be if he continues on this
Just
path, he's
Theory.
gonna be better than him. So I mean, come on,
Yeah,
now. You're
he
gonna
is.
call that guy
He is.
okay, but Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton would never say that, and would never tweet that out. Somebody's better than me and is gonna be better than me. What the fuck is that?
Orton, Cena.
You don't think that. You just want to say it.
No, Orton, Cena. Orton, Cena,
Have you ever seen a Cena?
Batista, Lesnar. I'm not. You think I'm busting your balls on purpose, and I'm not. I have a very good description. Lesnar.
You're always honest, Scotty.
I know.
Lesnar is at the bottom, and I love Lesnar. You know how much I love Lesnar returns and all of that. Lesnar is at the bottom simply because the rest of those guys outlasted Lesnar. They spent more time. They spent. I don't even have to fucking explain Cena and Orton.
So you'd rather have John Cena's career over Brock Lesnar's career?
Yes.
No. You'd rather have 15 years of thugonomics and walking out and coming,
That'd be so cool.
walking
He's
in
a
and walking out.
workhorse. He's a fucking
Brock Lesnar
workhorse.
isn't?
Not even slightly.
Come on, dude. Youngest king of the ring.
I
don't
love
give a shit what
Lesnar.
Scotty
I
says.
love Lesnar, but he's part-time.
Don't.
He's a part-time.
Don't try to come back on something.
Before this turns into the entire Brock Lesnar podcast.
I want to hear what Scott has to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
All right. It's very tough because yes, it's because Orton and Cena. It's interchangeable between 1 and 2. I don't know if I can give you a solid on those, but I'm gonna say Lesnar's 4th. Yeah.
Oh shit!
How you
But
guys
hold on.
go?
Ready?
You're busting
The only
balls over
correct
Batista.
answer is Cena, Orton, Lesnar, Batista.
I will take that. That is probably that,
Cena has
honestly,
been
yes,
the
yeah.
workhorse, and he is easily in the top 5 of all time. He would be on Mount Rushmore because he carried.
He did. He
The
carried,
PG era.
yes, yeah. And,
Orton
and,
is just
and further.
phenomenal overall.
Carried and
You-
started
but
the
you
PG
could
era
argue
are
that
two
it's
different things.
interchangeable, like Scott
And that's
said.
that's a horrible.
but
That was
Orton
horrible for
was
wrestling.
not the
horrible
face
for wrestling.
like
He
Cena
wasn't the
was.
face, but the thing that I respect about
getting so-
personally,
What was
the thing that I respect about Orton is that he
PG
hit it
era.
on the head on the recent interview where he said he's outlasted people that have gone to that just go to Hollywood and end up doing.
I don't think that would make him outrankable. That's just
No. It does. I'm just saying, like, I think it's very arguable depending on what people find important. Like,
Right.
Cena was the face that I agree with that 100%. But Orton, man,
Explain to me how Batista has a. Give me factual. What makes you think Batista has a better career than Brock Lesnar, or is a better wrestler than Brock Lesnar? Please explain that.
I was trolling.
I don't hear about on that.
Oh, I mean, I was saying I was going to
How
give you
pissed
the.
he gets over his boy.
I was going to tell you that Randy Orton is better than Brock Lesnar, and I was going to tell you that
was
Randy Orton is a 14-time world champion, a United States champion, and a multi-time tag team champion. The only championship Brock Lesnar has won is a heavyweight title belt. So before you take the microphone away from me, yes, winning a heavyweight championship is impressive, but as overall, as I mean, intercontinental too. Randy Orton's an intercontinental champion as well, so he's a Grand Slam champion. Brock Lesnar
Everything
isn't
but
even
King of the Ring.
No, that's true. I mean, he didn't win King of the Ring, but he didn't win King. Who cares? King of the Ring is not a championship. I'm saying.
It used to be a shot at the title, and you were. I
what
don't
the
know.
fuck happened to that?
I don't know. They stopped, and you just became like the king for the year.
just became a gimmick
Yeah,
instead
that's
of-
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm in 20 years, the Cash fan is not gonna they're not gonna remember Orton's moments over Brock Lesnar's moments. It's just not gonna. What is Orton? Listen, amazing wrestler, best in my opinion, best wrestler in professional wrestling right now, but best in-ring worker right now. As Jimmy would love to say, he can have a match with a broomstick. It would be amazing, Randy Orton. But what is like Randy Orton moments that like
Did you listen to our
A
podcast?
lot.
all jokes aside, I like throwing.
I thought you said you listened last week.
I didn't hear the 20-minute tribute to.
There's a
the
reason
thing.
why it was 20 minutes, but
I just listen. You're not like putting back suplexing Big Show off the top rope and breaking the fucking ring.
No, you're RKOing
throwing
Stacy
somebody
Keibler.
through the fuck, throwing somebody down the stairs with one leg before the PG. That's
You're the
shit
legend
you're gonna
killer.
Remember, That Legend Killer.
He slapped
Legend
the shit
Killer is
out
the
of John
stupidest
Cena
thing they ever did
Sr..
with Randy Orton. Oh my God, he's beating up old guys. So fucking impressive. You beat up old men who are fucking way past their fucking prime, and you're the Legend. I can go around the fucking.
You were just saying how
old
great it was
folks'
that
home.
Brock Lesnar threw a fucking handicapped kid downstairs.
Handicapped people are young and strong. Old people are fucking old. They're ready to die. They're not. They're ready to get fucking RKO'd. It's not my
sick.
fault.
That's why it's sicker.
It's not sick like that. It's not like he powerbombing Mae Young through a table. It's sick. It's just fucking. It's gimmicky.
That wasn't Brock Lesnar. That was Bubba Ray
That was-
Dudley.
yeah, I know, but it was 3D. But
And he did RKO Mae Young.
it wasn't. That wasn't the point. The point was it's not like a holy shit. He's never. It's so you had matches with Cactus Jack and fucking like who. It's not a big deal to me. It truly isn't like. The whole Legend Killer time was like the least. Like I could kill it. I love Randy Orton for so many other things other than that.
I miss the days when I was the ridiculous one.
Okay, we just heard his feelings about his favorite Brock Lesnar. That's what it was. We're not that sorry.
Oh, are you Brock Lesnar, dude, from WrestleMania?
I think he's the real Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Comment, like, and share, and heart this for Brock Lesnar when you see it, because Jimmy's probably
Keep
gonna make a
scrolling
fucking
if you
clip
love
out of it.
Jesus.
Do any of
This starts speculation, which this is what I'm loving about WWE right now, is that there's so many different possibilities and routes they can go. There's Rhodes, there's Rollins, there's Ezekiel. That was a joke. Orton is now, I guess, putting himself in the group chat of, in the Roman conversation. Who's getting Roman next? So we'll
Orton
see.
enters chat.
Yeah. We're switching gears to AEW right now, and I just
Let me say that this week in AEW was really great.
it was great. It
Wow.
was just a
That's
fact.
very big.
It was
for you to say.
exactly what it should be every fucking week.
Yeah, it was great. It's not a lot
Phenomenal
of
matches. It moves the card along. Like it introduced new
Yeah.
people. It elevated new
Yeah.
people. It was
Yeah.
great. I mean, they squashed fucking Wardlow,
Lance
or not
Archer.
Wardlow, Lance Archer, which is
to
fine.
build
Yeah, yeah.
Wardlow.
Which- Never thought I would ever see
Yeah.
ever, but
Not a lot of AEW things to
Big
talk about because there's not a lot of rumors and stuff going on right now. But one
FTR
thing,
match
the
against each other was phenomenal.
The FTR match was amazing, and it made me want to bring up a question on the podcast: is FTR the best tag team in pro wrestling right now?
Short answer, yes. Everybody else can go.
Yes.
absolutely.
I don't want to agree with you
Yeah.
fuckers.
You don't. but you
Wow,
have
this
to,
is a
right?
rare. No, this is like a one-of-one podcast.
Though I think
I might have to give it to the Bucks.
What does Shawn Michaels answer? Because what I told him before you guys got here is this is my thing.
No,
if
I have
you,
to give it to FTR.
If you were to do
I wanted to disagree.
which
too,
tag
Barry.
team
I
is
couldn't.
Shawn Michaels right now and which tag team is Bret Hart, it's literally the Young Bucks and FTR.
Yep.
that is a fair point. Yes.
And the Shawn Michaels mark and me, who is usually a fucking huge. I was a Young Bucks fan with these guys since we did the last podcast, Main Event Club, years ago. If you know, you know. And I got to give it to FTR right now.
Yep.
I think they would have to win the IWGP to really solidify it.
I think you give them the with how
FTR?
with how amazing they're
Is that
doing
what the
right
New
now,
Japan titles are? Tag team
Yes.
titles? Oh, okay.
and with I hope that's a Forbidden Door thing, Scott.
Has
You
to be.
said it first.
Yeah,
so.
that would. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to say Thunder, but yeah, that'd be cool
Yeah.
if they would.
No.
do that.
Go.
Yeah.
You said it. That and I didn't even think about it, so you just said it right now. That's actually amazing.
And then they're like the trifecta champs.
Give them the Roman treatment and just give them all the because dude, I'm pretty sure if I'm not mistaken, and Scotty can correct me on this, is they gave the Young Bucks the same treatment some time ago before AEW was even a thing.
Essentially, they gave them
They collected
tag
the
team
Infinity
champion, yeah.
Stones of
Yeah.
tag team championships. So
ROH,
give that to
and then they had like their own.
yeah.
And then they. I don't know if they did. Impact wasn't playing ball at that time though, but.
And I showed Hollywood George some love last week. This is probably what you were thinking of earlier when you were talking about the conversation of the AEW being fine where it is, and I think one of the reasons is we don't necessarily have to add more belts because of the fact that they're kind of like taking belts from other promotions and putting it on their show.
I saw that, and I think we touched upon it like when last time I was here, but I agree with that. I think that was like kind of a funny like middle solution to like what you said. No, I said yes, and they like met us in the middle. Like they didn't need titles. You were correct, but adding other other promotions championships, I think made it more exciting.
Like Moxley was GZW
GCW
champion for a little bit, and right now there's Samoa Joe is ROH television champion.
Yep.
Like I'm loving this right now.
Yeah, they acknowledge a lot of Japan stuff. They acknowledge a lot of Impact when the Good Brothers were over. Trying to think what else. AAA,
ROH, yeah.
ROH.
Yeah, I'm loving what they're doing with FTR right now. Amazing match. CM Punk on commentary. AEW loves Bret Hart, and they show it. And
Which is so ironic because Bret Hart's not allowed to be on AEW anymore.
It's such a shame that Vince is that fucking petty that he's quietly signed Bret or whatever the fuck it was, just so he couldn't be any part of that Owen. Which I bet you, if I was Bret, I would be like, no, I'd rather be a part of this Owen thing.
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, at the same
Follow the
time,
money.
I'm sure there was
follow the money.
It was
there
blood.
was
It was blood money.
It was
How-
a nice check.
Incredible was it for the FTR tribute, not to just Owen Hart, but to Bret Hart by doing the pink skull on the back of their trunks.
That was fun.
I love that too.
That was a shot directly at WE, saying like, we see what you're doing, so fuck you.
There was another comparison video of their match, and then a match between Bret and Owen, and yeah, it's so good.
While we're on the topic, picks to win the Owen Hart tournament.
Keith Lee.
Is he in it?
I don't know. I don't know who the fuck is in it.
Joe.
Joe is in it. No, Joe isn't. I don't actually know. I don't know.
Or one of the FTR guys. I'm not big on tournaments, to be honest with you. That's why I seem uninterested.
I'm gonna mark and
not
smart
big-
it. I don't know how many tournaments I've seen in wrestling other than Brawl. Fucking yeah.
King of the
WWE
Ring?
used to do them, but now it's an AEW thing.
But Smart and Mark, like we like to say, Smart. I'm gonna go with Dax.
Yeah.
I just think like
He's
because
the-
Gary said he just has a respect for the Hart family, the Hart Foundation. I think that would be a good way to cap the first ever Owen Hart tournament. Mark, the only man in AEW and in the tournament right now to ever wrestle Owen Hart, Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that would push Hardy right to the top.
Which is not going to happen.
This again.
So MJF hinted at Cass showing up to.
All he said that was you couldn't.
No, that's not all he said. He also
No?
said
What did he say?
that someone is going to come in who's
that's
bigger than
bigger
you,
than him, yeah.
who's faster than you, who's more experienced than you,
Right.
and you can't teach that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have any of you guys seen a picture of Big Cass lately? Because he did a total body transform, crazy
Jimmy
in
fact.
shape.
Fun Jimmy fact for you, and Gary knows what I'm about to say. I trained with Big Cass and Enzo when I used to wrestle.
That is impressive.
They were in the same
I'm shocked you have not
promotion
heard
as
that.
me.
Yeah, you haven't heard that?
No, I
Yeah.
actually didn't, but that is pretty
And
cool.
Sonya Deville. Seen her through in one of the Jersey shows that I was at, but yeah.
I
love her, by
I
the way.
saw Triple H and Mankind wrestle at King of the Ring.
It's not,
Nice.
it's not even
It's
close.
not relevant,
It's
but
not
I just
even
wanted
close.
to, I just wanted to throw that out.
Oh,
there.
great.
That's
Here's
so-
Smack talking about one of his WrestleMania times.
Say it, Scotty.
What one of your WrestleMania moments you're going to talk about?
The time when I was walking around Bourbon Street and I saw a very drunk William Regal.
Oh, that one. That's not
or
even the best
time
one.
where Jimmy Uso was a total cuck. I'll say it.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I fuck
Like a
Jimmy
real
Uso.
cock, I'm curious.
No. He was just a
Not
dick.
a Vince McMahon kind.
No, that was really about it.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Oh yeah. This excites me just because obviously I think they're leading up to like Wardlow versus MJF
Oh,
at
yeah.
Double or Nothing.
fuck yes.
But a nice like
Contract on a pole match.
Yeah, something that to like hold us over until then. Maybe not do it like next week unless next week is the actual match, but just have
Yeah,
them wrestle a few times because Cass almost feels like a Wardlow replacement and almost like a better in terms of the storyline, a better Wardlow replacement to MJF because Cass is from New York and he's probably gonna come through with that.
Wrestle a few times. Cass and Wardlow, or
Cass and Wardlow, yeah.
The only I'll throw a wrench in that is only because I mean he Cass is with Impact or W Morrissey is with Impact right
Yeah.
now. So I don't know if Impact and AEW
And that's
are,
what he goes by now.
yeah, W Morrissey. Like, and I don't know if Impact and AEW are getting along where they'll allow that. Which I mean, I don't.
They were at one point.
They were
but
at
I
one
don't know
point. I
what's
mean,
going
I would
on
assume
now.
why not, but like, because it comes to they still have Jay White appear, but Jay White does whatever he wants. It's not
yeah,
like
he does.
So I don't know.
Can we also talk about how brilliant they are doing for a job for Wardlow? I have not been this largely impressed by a big guy in a very
very
long
true.
time. This build up is incredible of like how much the crowd is just eating him up and like chanting for him without even theme music. He's not having to do these stupid squash matches like you have to see all the time. He is like beating down these established guys. He is doing impressive hurricanranas.
That Hurricane Rana was fucking
Oh yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
He's like a
Swan-
nice.
the Swanton Bomb.
Scotty.
He's like a nice like.
peak Jeff Hardy.
I think he's like a great like 70-30 or even 60-40 like big guy that can move around.
Well, to piggyback off of what Gary's saying, I was gonna say if like I assume we all have faith in AEW. You know what I mean? Being a long-term promotion, we're seeing like the first of we all can agree on some things, and I think one of them or two of them is Wardlow and MJF. And if you think AEW is going to be a long-term promotion, we're seeing the beginning of probably the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship being won and lost in a feud between MJF and Wardlow at some point. That's probably going to be like a staple of like what AEW started as, which I think is fucking exciting.
And I'm gonna throw something at you that you might like, and keep in mind that the comparison is not size, because one is a huge freak of nature.
That's what she said.
But I am going to go out on a limb and say, when it comes to athleticism and explosiveness for his size, even though he's not as big as who this person was back then, I think that Wardlow is kind of AEW's Brock right now. The way Brock was rising rising in WWE at the time.
I've thought of that before. He's Brock-esque, and I like
Yeah,
that about
I think
Wardlow.
if they have, because AEW is no secret, it's a wrestling promotion, and in a true wrestling promotion, the little guys for the most part are really gonna sell the fucking tickets. But you have every so often you have that big guy, because big guys usually on average wrestle a certain way and that's it. But every so often you have that rare,
They'll surprise you.
that surprise big guy like a Brock Lesnar. And now you're seeing the Wardlow where that's it. And that's AEW. I like the fact that AEW has their own Brock Lesnar. And we're going to fucking make that our own thing, because no
Powerhouse
one's
is-
talking about that
I mean,
now.
Powerhouse isn't as big, but like Powerhouse, he's a close.
He's another one,
close
too.
second.
Yeah.
That a big guy that can move.
He doesn't get to
One thing
nearly
I like,
the chance to wrestle
yeah,
everyone.
No,
one
he
thing,
doesn't.
one
No,
thing I
you're
like
right.
about AEW is that when they do invest in big guys, they're pretty Brock-esque. But I would give it to Wardlow when it comes to like that same exact.
I think you brought up, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was one of you guys, like the cross-promotional pay-per-views last episode.
Forbidden Door,
And like
the
you,
next
like
one.
you joked about like WWE and AEW maybe one day doing a thing together, or
letting Finn, or maybe even at least letting people go play for the night and then come back.
so yeah. Let me
be cool.
let me ask you guys this, just along what we've been doing tonight, because you said Brock Lesnar, but he reminds me of a WWE guy right now that I think it maybe isn't getting as big of a push as Wardlow, but I think of him as like they're both on the same tier. Braun Breaker and Wardlow
for a crossover match.
for a crossover match. If you're booking it, who you got?
Oh, who do I put over?
Yeah.
In this very moment, if you were to book it, I would put Wardlow over, because they're clearly he needs the push, I guess, more. Braun, I feel like he's already been having his push, and I think he's all pushed out in NXT.
He's already been a world champion.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Twice.
I don't know if that's
twice. You're right. Yeah.
We'll make that a term here on Legit. He all pushed out. I think he's all
I
pushed
like
out.
that. That's good.
So, CM Punk versus Hangman Adam Page has been made official. You guys know my fucking take on this. It's pretty fucking simple. Give CM Punk the strap and make him a heel again.
Good luck making him a heel. That's all I'm going to have to say. This is going
It
to
would be awesome. Like
This is going to be the hanging of Hangman Adam Page. There's no chance in hell is anyone going to boo CM Punk.
No,
over
I
Adam
get it.
Page.
But what has happened,
I don't-
and I know that I can at least try to get you to see this as a CM Punk fan.
Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna say. You're gonna say that
He's
CM Punk is so good at psychology and making you hate
and not
him.
only that, but he can face, which this has happened almost every time he's been world champion, and I'm a Punk fan, and I have double checked this. He'll win the world title as a face, whatever championship it is at the time, and then you always see it where
come out the next week or
he starts slowly turning heel, or it'll just happen suddenly. And like, I feel like that can happen in AEW, and I think that CM Punk is enjoying the shit out of what he's doing right now in AEW, no matter what. But I know how CM Punk is, and I know that he would enjoy it even more, not just having a world championship, but being a heel for like one last ride. Because we were saying it last week, if you're gonna do it fast.
Gary, you don't think if CM Punk wins the title against Page, and then beats the fucking living shit out of him with chairs, with kendo sticks, whatever, till he's a bloody mess in the ring, you don't think the crowd would boo?
I think they'll cheer louder.
I think I agree with Gary. I'm holding on to what I'm saying when I say he's not gonna turn heel that night. I would be very, very surprised if he successfully does.
He's not going to be able to turn heel by going after someone. He's going to have to turn heel by fucking with the fans.
That's
so I'm gonna piss
exactly.
you both. I'm gonna throw one at the both of you right now. You're saying he's gonna stay face. You're saying he's gonna go heel. So if you guys are correct, who is his next opponent? Your opinion and your opinion.
As a heel,
I guess too, Scotty.
I think so.
guess.
This is the prediction, I guess. Okay, so what's he turning and who's he facing? CM Punk turns heel, assuming he wins the title.
I know.
CM Punk turns
I think you and I
heel.
might be on the same page.
CM Punk turns heel, and I'm gonna. This might be too soon. No, I'm not gonna throw this one out. This is gonna be my secondary choice because this is a dream match that people have been waiting ages for, and they're gonna cheer for both if it's Bryan Danielson. I'm changing my pick though, and I said this I think I mentioned this last week. I strongly believe, and I'm just gonna throw all of these things out there at once. CM Punk is turning heel. He's winning the championship and turning heel. Meanwhile, Kenny Omega will return at Forbidden Door because why not? He's been a fucking huge New Japan guy almost his whole life.
I think he returns at Double or Nothing.
I think that he might just to hype up Forbidden Door.
Right, because I don't think that's like RVD missing ECW One Night Stand.
Regardless of how this happens, I think CM Punk wins the title, turns heel. By then, Kenny Omega will be back, and there is your one of your reasons, because CM Punk's going to do the crowd work to stay heel. I think that that's another way to have him be a heel, is to put him against somebody like Kenny Omega or later on a Bryan Danielson, who people are loving him more than they've ever loved him before with this
As they should.
Blackpool Combat Club. So that's my take. I'll let you guys have the floor.
Here's the thing, right? Omega's going to return 100%, but he is going immediately into a feud with Adam Cole. And with the whole
the
There
the
are
all-
some
yeah.
yeah.
that is
Unfinished
what's
business.
happening. What's going to happen, and I am going to have to switch my Owen Hart pick, is that Samoa Joe. Oh no, I said Samoa Joe, right? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe wins the Hart Championship, and at the end he gets a championship face against CM Punk,
Oh,
and we get that
God.
dream match.
Hell yes.
We do have to
We need
remember
that.
that there are a lot of dream matches now that we were dying for in WWE that we can now get in AEW with Samoa Joe, with Bryan Danielson. A lot of people have been wanting to see Punk versus Cole. There's a lot of things that can happen here. Give my best advice to AEW right now. And we all agree on this part. Give CM Punk the title now before it's too late, and have him go on a run of opponents that he's wanted to face.
Watch the ratings
Dream.
spike once you
Yep.
get on the.
just what do they call those? Not reunion tours, but like
Like a
farewell
fa-
tour
yeah.
or like.
And we all know that, I'm sure it's not like, all right, this is it, and then he's gone. No, but just give it to him now just in case.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
he can,
So you two had different dream matches. What do you have a different? Because you said dream match at first, and we were all like, we're all on the same page. But you just said two different things. Is it Samoa Joe or what was yours again?
No, there's a few dream matches
CM Punk and,
for CM Punk
Kenny
to
Omega
have.
is
No, your question was who was his feud his feud was going to
They
be.
started getting the dream like. What's your
No,
CM
I
Punk
think
dream match? And,
So my CM Punk dream match, I might have confused you real quick. My CM Punk dream match, my ultimate one is Punk versus Danielson that I want to see in AEW. But I think that to answer your question, he turns heel and he faces Kenny Omega.
To answer your question, I think it's going to be Eddie Kingston because every time you can go back and look at this on their Twitter and also anytime they pick up a microphone, they always they always take a shot at one another. So I think there's something brewing,
including this most recent time.
Yes, sir.
When I respect everyone in that locker room except for Eddie Kingston.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
I think that one day Eddie Kingston will be AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I don't think it'll be Punk putting him over.
That wasn't your question. Your question was
No, yeah, it was good, but I don't think it's far fetched. I agree with you in that sense. Like going back to if I could book it and we would just like, what do you get for the Owen Hart? Jeff Hardy wins the Owen Hart Cup. The prize is a shot at the AEW Championship, and my dream match, CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. Crazy.
Is that a dream match when it's already happened?
Did it happen? I've never seen it. I can tell
What
by
the
Scotty's face
fuck?
that it happened.
I'm gonna be the CM Punk mark
And
that I
is
am.
it like but was it for a world championship? Was it?
Yes.
Please, for the love of God, please before I say
Usually
something.
Scotty wows people with how well he remembers
Well,
things.
he is the oldest,
but
so
CM Punk,
I guess you're just old as fuck, Scotty. Remember
CM
that.
Punk,
All right.
when he was our savior on SmackDown, when he had a Jesus gimmick and it was the straight edge society CM Punk where he was shaving heads to cleanse them. Jeff Hardy and CM Punk had, in my opinion, one of, if not the greatest feud in SmackDown in that era of SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was as attitude era as that SmackDown.
As you could ever
CM
get,
Punk
yes, it
was coming out.
He was coming out hard, too.
And the thing that was crazy is that Jeff Hardy, these were real life Jeff Hardy struggles that he was using. I'm assuming you weren't watching wrestling at that time. Gary, I don't think
was
Gary
when I was
starting to go back
Yeah.
into it. CM Punk used real life Jeff Hardy. It was, please revisit it.
I remember them bringing that as that being a WWE storyline for Jeff Hardy. I just didn't know it was.
You said you didn't remember that it was a match,
I
though.
didn't know that was involved with the Straight Edge Society stuff. I didn't know that was during a feud with CM Punk. I knew WWE did that to him, and it was fucked up.
So they had a match, and CM Punk beat Jeff Hardy, I think for a world title, and sent Jeff Hardy back into TNA once again.
That's kind of fucked up. Now, like they did that to Jeff Hardy with the real life shit, and they did the Edge and Lita fucking thing to Matt Hardy. I mean,
dude,
no, you're right.
You know what I mean?
CM
Like,
Punk, that feud was, man, that was like,
that was good.
and that's the CM Punk heel stuff that I want to see again.
Yes. Yeah.
And do it again. Like, oh my god, I can't stress this enough. I'm almost, and I hate being that wrestling fan. And some of us, we all get there at some point. But if it's going to be one of those things where, honestly, if AEW doesn't do it, I'll be disappointed. Turn him heel when he's a champion. Because that's
standard.
I agree with what Gary's saying, but it's not like it can't be done.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that you have to do. CM Punk has to do his crowd work. And you have to put him against guys that are almost as over or over.
I think
somehow.
it will eventually happen during this long ass run because people will get sick of him as champion.
At some
So,
point.
yeah.
But how ballsy would it be to do it sooner than later? Like, oh wow,
It won't
you
work,
guys
though.
actually, we'll see.
we say veteran, somebody to push with that AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So, I mean, if they play it like that,
Veteran.
CM Punk.
Mm-hmm. And you almost have to, I think one of the things that'll make the heel thing work, because at the end of the day, AEW's fan base is filled with smarks, is make him that 300 and whatever day champion that he was in WWE. How pissed would the wrestling fans of AEW get? Because we're all wrestling fans.
Yeah, they would be.
That old ass Punk is champion. And not this person. Are you serious? Not this person, not that person.
Make sure you make it outlast the Roman Reigns title reign, just to be spiteful.
God. Just be a dick,
crazy.
yeah.
I can't have that many years.
If it
of
goes
seeing
600
Hulk.
days, 602 days, like just spiteful.
I'm feeling myself right now, and I'm high as shit. But I'm gonna say something. There is no other wrestling podcast that
Preach.
fucking breaks shit down the way
Preach.
we do. That's all I gotta fucking say.
I
Man.
love you guys, and also no other wrestling podcast has Hollywood George.
That's true. There's only one.
So there's a reason not to watch on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if you want more podcasts, there'd be more wrong podcasts all the times in general. And then they would need me, a savior, to come on to their podcast and save them and tell them all the times where of your stats that you just make up.
I'm
for.
not wrong because I
nice.
forgot something. Okay, that doesn't make me wrong. All right, it just I'm never wrong. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right because I could have been right. So
Oh,
Oh,
I mean
shit.
that
Gary, this you know what?
you're gonna disrespect
Listen,
the saint like that?
It, do you
Founding fucking member.
You're gonna
do you
come on
do you
to
think
this
that,
show.
do you think I just offended you by doing this? It doesn't matter what you think. I didn't even give you the chance to grab it.
this bald-headed, studded, double candy ass?
He pulled the CM Punk on him. Holy shit.
Well,
Guys, this has been
have none. That's even
episode 11.
11.
These guys always remind me what episode it is, and that's fine. That's what makes
what-
the
that's what we're
team
here for.
work. This has been Legit Heat. This has been Jimmy Luca.
Gary the Saint.
Hollywood George.
and the Scotty Mac.
See you next week. We'll have more working mics.
Goodbye.